$5,000. Cash payment to anyone who can prove that what lying son of a devil Farrakhan is preaching is consistent with the lessons, supreme wisdom, of Master Fard Muhammad Elijah Muhammad's representation of his teacher Master Fard's teachings.
Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. Testing my sound here. There's going to be a sound problem here. Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. Okay, this is resolved. Sulman Rahim, Master of the Covenant, break of 7 seals. Hopefully short. What can I say, brothers and sisters? The issues. Mostly a recap of yesterday. Taking a few shout sound issues. I just said you need a spokesman. I think I need one. Don't need that one though. He got. I don't think I speak any better than Elijah did. To tell you the truth. I tried on 30 years or so. Can I say you can't teach old dog new tricks? What's going on here? Look at this. Okay, I got it. So again, brothers says they never step up to this, so let's move on. $5,000. Step up to it. It tells you everything you need to know if you think you need to know. Let's move on.
Do you then believe in a part of the book and disbelieve in the other? What then is the reward of such among you as do this but disgrace in the life of this world, and on the day of resurrection they shall be sent back to the most grievous chastisement? And Allah is not heedless of what you do. 86 These are they who buy the life of this world for the hereafter, so their chastisement shall not be lightened, nor shall they be helped.
Well, that's what they do, brothers and sisters. Do it all the time. No secret. Why are they with them? Well, you understand in a minute. You can separate the chaff from the wheat. Let's move on. Here we go.
I gotta do this. Do you mind? Yes, I'm going to do something. I don't want to put my brother on the spot. See, this is this. This is something else. Love and faith transcends color. And the reason why we embrace Father Flavor as a brother is because we find him on the battlefield of justice, being a true disciple of Jesus. And the last thing I'll say is you'll never call us racist.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because this day that we honor
Yes, sir.
Master Fard Muhammad, if you see an image of him, put his image up.
Yes, sir.
That's the man whose father was a black man and his mother a Caucasian. And how many of us have a parent that's a Caucasian or grandparent? It's not about color.
Yeah.
It's about our submission to the will of God. And in that we find common ground in unity.
Yes, sir.
So I'm only one shade lighter than you. And Mustafa may be 4 more shades lighter. We are family. Let's stay a family, be a family, and love each other as God would have us to love each other. Love you, Father. Happy Savior's Day. I had to do that. We love you. One more time, brother.
Submission to the will of God. Who is the God? Who is the God? Ishmael said, Master for Muhammad is the God. What's his will? To eliminate them all. 1% wicked cannot be reformed. Have been ruled out the planet. That's God's will. As you have said, it's not about color, but submission to the will of God. So, are you in submission to the will of God? Says, why would a Muslim kill a devil? Yeah, 100% wicked cannot be reformed. Removed must be removed from the planet. That's the will of God. Ishmael, if you believe in that God, which you don't, Ishmael. You know, brothers and sisters, I hate even doing this. I do. I do. No. Because I have to do it. That's condition our people in. But it's like teaching grown men how to add and subtract. Can't you see that 1 + 1 = 2? That's what it's like. But that's what has to be done. Not their fault. But it has to be done. It's like getting a nice house that's full of shit. You like the house, man, but you gotta clean out the shit. Oh man, damn. Well, you want the house, you gotta clean the shit out. They've covered up people's shit. Got stuff in their ears, in their mouths. Blinded, face covers. Look at us. Right? Nicholas Boomer Pop. Where did that shit name from? Oh, Jesus gonna say, where you get that shit from? Has he saved you? You've been here 40 years. Has he saved you? He won't put you here. He's the justification for you being here. Because you was him, you was doomed. Jesus doomed you. Go there, Jesus. Some more shit. A capitalist. Enslavement by definition. Employee. Slave. Modern day. Democracy. It means you will never have any power. Make sure you stay the minority. Shit. And you have some skin folks trying to convince you that the shit is funny. So you gotta get used to it. You just ain't used to it yet. Now keep on going, have it while you're used to it. That's not just honey. And then the ones, they already got the ones convinced up Farrakhan's ass. Hands up there, they done got used to it. Yeah, that's funny, man. I ain't know honey tastes like that, but hell, it's good funny, because Farrakhan said it's good. And they keep their head up there to make sure they don't miss a drop. But now they got a product complex now, because, hey, he pissing shit in the bag. So, damn, man. Well, I like my head, it's nice and warm up here. His ass, but I got to pull out occasionally, right? Because he putting the honey in the bag now. It's sick. It's sick. I'm talking about those demons with this clown. Pure mathematics, nothing. They're worse than the Sunnis. No mathematics just don't work here. Science of modern times just doesn't work. They love not truth. That means they love not mathematics, because mathematics is the only truth there is. That's what it says. The Bible calls it truth. They love not mathematics, because biology tells you that the seed is how you start as a seed. And where the seed is, you will be that. An orange seed will not change you into an apple. It's impossible. Farrakhan said his father is white Caucasian Jew. That means he's a black Caucasian Jew. He can't be anything else. He's not CIA. Oh no, it doesn't matter. Because God measures the rule. See? Excuse me? You know why he's saying that? So, you're too stupid to say, hey, that's not biologically correct. I mean, see? Because if you focus on that, you chump on that a little bit, get your out of his ass. Oh, man, wait a minute. This guy's devil. Oh, well, he can't be a devil. Because devils ain't devils anymore. See, he got you covered. So if you get that part, you get past that part, he's like, oh, that doesn't matter. Because devils ain't devils anymore. You see, he slid that in on you because first he told you, oh, we're not going to call them, we don't call the devils anymore. So no, it's still devils, we're just going to be polite. We're just going to be polite. But then you just see just now, a minute ago? No, he really meant it. They are brothers. Is that the will of God? Have you read the lessons? You look at the lesson, how the hell does he get around these lessons? Because the lessons speak totally against everything he's saying. That's why they'll come collect the $5,000. Because the lessons point him out as no damn good. He says, well, I'm Elijah's voice. I represent Elijah. I'm Aaron. Oh, again, let's look at Aaron. Aaron was no goddamn good. He led the people astray. He turned God against him. He turned Elijah against him. And he was cursed with a curse for robbing the nation. Then where'd you see that stuff? He said, how not? Because demons, they have to go along with that. Because he's a demon. He's the chief one. The rest of them, I gotta pray. I'm not going to do it today, like I said. It's a short video. So many things happen. You know, we got a drought now. I'm not going into detail there because I tell you everything is going on anytime I leave it like that. But the thing is he got this little thing going back and forth with Brother Khaled. Oh, because it, that nigga right there on the right, calls up Elijah's son, he destroyed the nigga. I was there present. I was there present when he did it. Him and Farrakhan together. Spoke about the Benjamin. The looted the nation, took all the money that belonged to the believers. This belonged to Elijah in the believer's name. I was there. He stole the money, he took off and left us with nothing. With bankrupt, homeless, everything else. I was one of them. So, I've been saying for years. So, Brother Collins said, yeah, because he was upset about him fighting that dog to his so-called Savior's Day. And so he said, and Farrakhan said, oh, he was mistaken. Why did it tear the nation down? God did it. I'm saying, is anybody still around? Is this place not empty yet? God tore the nation down. He built it up, he tore it down himself. And now he's building it back up through Farrakhan. Well, apparently he's not doing a good job because Farrakhan built shit with his pocketbook. Multi-millionaire. You see a job anywhere? A business anywhere? I hate doing this because I got to deal with this shit. I got bad things to do. But like I said, our people cover this shit, so I got to pull it out. Right? But hey, if you had a lake of shit that's full of diamonds, you'd be in there pulling diamonds out. If you had diamonds. If I didn't know my people were diamonds, I wouldn't be doing this. Oh, I already messed up now. I get mad at them. Right? They don't like me too much, but I'm not here for to be liked. Right? I get on their case, right? But I know they're diamonds. Why would I be doing this? Why would I be doing it if I knew they was all shit? I know they're diamonds. They still know it. Why would we be doing this? All of them. Especially our precious sisters. But these sisters were, ooh. When you find out who that, she's, you know, you see a diamond rough. Look, it's when they cut that shit off. Before they cut it, it looks like a piece of coal with just diamond. After they clean it up, right? But then you cut it. It's so beautiful. Oh man, it's a beautiful diamond. And those diamonds, I don't care how beautiful they are, they can't carry a stone compared to women. Because if it wasn't for the females, there's no such thing as a beauty. When I say the definition of beauty, you have to compare beauty to them and find out how beautiful it is. They're the standard. If you understand what standard means. Move on. Our people are diamonds, not that shit Farrakhan. Look, you're wicked. You see, according to him, he's the diamond. Our people are the shit. But he's the shit. Because what happens when you clean up shit? Nothing's left. You wash shit, everything disappears. You can't clean shit, Farrakhan. Pissing the shit in a bag. Let me say one more thing here. This gets back to, he tore a nation down. Okay, you say God. What happens without the will of God? Everything. Period. What happens without the will of God? Allah. Nothing. And he's love. He's all love. Right? He's all love. Nothing happens without his will. That's what you're saying, right? At least your public's been saying it. You're dummy. But see, that's why there's no mathematics over there. Because if you take that as your premise, your life, and build your logic on that, that would mean that something wrong with you, Farrakhan, because God's the reason why you got cancer. He willed you to have cancer. So why did he do that? He loved you so much. Oh, I love him. I'm burning his ass up. Oh, maybe I'm too stupid. I don't understand it. Because see, your ass is the nastiest part of your body, right? You have ass, man, and you're all clean. You're pure. No shit coming out of you no more. Ooh. Why do that to you, Farrakhan? You anointed. Why destroy you like that? Do you love you? He said to protect you. That's what you said. He said the Messiah. He said to protect you. You don't wear anything. So why did he do that to you? Because that's what you said. He did it to you. It was his will. Why? He said he would do that to the person that's robbing the nation. He said to curse their ass. Somebody curse your ass, literally. Blow your ass up. Why? At 55 years old. And if you're 80 or 90, you say, well, what difference do it make? My Viagra doesn't work anymore. But 55? Time of life? Somebody had it for you, Farrakhan. And if that's God's protection, you better question who that God is. See, let me move on. I hate doing this job. It's like always, every day we gotta tell people 2 plus 2 is 4. 3 plus 5 is 8. I gotta do that. Because this stuff is so simple. That clown right there is so simple to see him. No matter how you look, you can look shit, Aaron. Son of perdition, follows the devil. He's Aaron, the one that comes after Elijah that tears everything else. He doesn't make it to the promised land. He's cursed with a curse. What you need? Multi-millionaire doesn't produce a damn thing. He tore a nation down, ran with the money. That's a fact. He hasn't built anything. What else you need? He never missed in Joshua. He said, we're not going anywhere, called God a liar. When that's a covenant, says, we're leaving here. He said, what else you need on him? Let's move on, brothers and sisters. Here he is. I showed you one Negro, but hey, that Photoshop it with it. Farrakhan, I got him on tape. I took it off for today, for yesterday, but he's talking about how he's kissing him. That's a hell of a kiss, ain't it? Hell of a kiss. That's the devil. He's my brother. That's not what Master Muhammad said. Well, you see, that is his brother. No, that is his brother. Because he's a demon. As far as that is his brother, it ain't mine. But if you're a demon, yeah, you're right. Everybody look at on. Wow. Really, Farrakhan? And you talk about you represent Elijah Muhammad and Master Muhammad? Really? Tell me the verse, the line, the poem, whatever. The grammar, anything that supports that. When you see abomination, desolation spoken of Daniel the prophet, okay, I'm going to touch it. I talked to you yesterday in detail. Abomination, desolation is what's going on right now. It's been going on since October the 7th. But it says, you're not reading this correctly. When you see it, it means when you recognize it. this case, it's talking about people that recognize it virtually too damn late. Because when they recognize it, see, that reads the whole thing. When do they recognize it? They recognize it because they have to flee immediately and panic. When they recognize it, these people, they talk to people here, they don't recognize it until it's too late. Because when they recognize it, they got to flee and panic. They can't go back and get a house, get a baby. They can't text. They can't do anything. They got to go immediately. That means they're fleeing and panic. That means they didn't recognize it until it's too late. But what about the ones that don't recognize it all at that point in time? They're dead. Because I tell you, if you go to your house, if you go back and text, you go back and go to your clothes, everything, you're dead. So you don't read this correctly. What if you don't recognize it? Then you're dead. Because you go to your house. If you go back and get your anything, you're dead. And if you recognize it late, right? Then you're ready to impact. But if you recognize it before that, then you have to see. When you see, okay, it's not talking about when you see it with your eyes. When you hear it, it's only giving you a point in time. When, at what point in time do you recognize it? If you don't recognize it, you're dead. If you recognize it at the point, right, where they're after they're attacking you, now you flee in panic. Because they're attacking you at this point. If you recognize this point, at this point, right, they're attacking you. Because that's what it says. That's why you got to flee. But if you recognize before that, then you don't have that problem, will you? Because you'll already be gone. You don't have to flee anywhere. You understand? So you don't read this correctly. It's when you see it, when you recognize it. Recognize it before, like I'm telling you now, right? So if you recognize it before, then you don't have to flee like that. You don't have to flee in panic. Because you're already prepared. You had to go get anything. You're all gassed up, ready to go. You see? And you're not in masses hood. Because you got to drive through there and you're in trouble. Stay in a place where it not be. That's my false Israel. They should not be there. If you read the second, there's three other explanations. One says in Jerusalem. So it put all three together, you know what you're talking about. What's happening there is happening right now. If you don't recognize it now, you're prepared. You ain't out there in master land, master hood. But if you don't recognize it, and you recognize it at the time when the war starts and they attack you, then you went under fire. That means you're winning while they're attacking you. So you waited too late, now you went and attacking you. That means if you run in then, that means some of you make it, some of you won't. And if you don't recognize it all, because you understand about it, you know anything about this desolation, then you're dead. And right now, 99% of people don't even know about this desolation is going on. So you see the problem there is? They'll tell you. So if you don't know what that is. Do you know if you don't know what it is, you're in trouble. What I want to say, if you don't know what that is, you're in trouble. Unless you want to tell me what happened in the past. What's happening in the future. That means if you don't know what it is and you don't find out until it's true, you find out the last minute, you're in trouble. You're going to flee and panic. So you have to know that, because right now, how do you don't know about this desolation is. So how would you recognize it? See, when you see abomination of desolation, where is it? You don't even know where it is. And if you don't know where it is, you're dead. Because you're not there to recognize it, because you don't know where it is. And I'm the only one telling you what it is. And if you're going to look at exactly what's going on right now, go look up abomination. It says the uprising was put down with great cruelty. And remember, it's a worldwide thing. It's not a local thing. It's worldwide. The whole world is local. Notice it. Because look at all the things that be happening here. These are mountains, right? It says, for those days, day of tribulation. It means it's a worldwide thing. It's time of tribulation. So it's never been sent. So it's not a little local thing. It's a world thing. Those are pregnant. It's not talking about pregnant women. It's about America. America's pregnant with us. And they were born today. That's what it tells you. This will be time when they're pregnant with us, that's what born. What happens? The babies go in labor and the blood water breaks. Blood everywhere. And unless the Lord short those days, no flesh will say. It means a universal thing. But you don't know where it is. And they make sure you don't know where it is. Because if you know, if they keep you know where it is, that means they got you. But they're going to be attacking you. That's what they tell you. And if you know where it is, that means you get away. If you know where it is, you get away. If you don't know where it is, they got you. They want to keep you ignorant to us. They're treating with them. Keep you ignorant to us. We're planning. Yeah, we put troops around their cities. We put going against the Constitution. They want to say anything about it. We surround with troops about immigration. We get ready to piss them off, going to arrest Obama, and that's going to get them. Because now we can shoot them. Because now we get, it's crime. So right now, we got troops around here, so we can shoot you. They're already giving you to test cases down in South America, just blowing people out of the water, don't even know where they are. Just go there in the water, just blow them out. See how people react to that. But that's what they're about to do to you. They see what's going on in Gaza. Get over genocide. And the leaders on board with it. Test case. Warm you up. Set the environment. Because the way the environment is right now, they can kill you and nobody can say goddamn thing about it. They ain't saying anything about over there. They hate you more. They got more control of you. And there, it's hard to keep it out because it's in another part of the world. But here, they got control of the media. They shut down the internet. Nobody, all the media's on board. Hey, ain't nothing happening here. Oh, we got a little rise of criminal stuff, and the government's got to go and take them down. And nobody's going to want a damn thing. They're moving on you, and you're thought, oh, God told me to shut up. Goddamn lie. He's part of it. They're closing on you, you can't even see it. And now they're doing all these nice things, all this advertisement, and they say, oh, we're all good. The movies that everybody's got a racial marriage now. All the black guys, man, they big time, big $1 billion deals and stuff. They barefoot big in my whole house. Lord, you're sucking you in. And it's almost over with it. Moving in and closing on you. And you have no idea what's going on. The so-called politicians, they're demons. Nobody's telling you demons. Look what's the mathematics of demons. They say, oh, if we black, no. Just because women in sheep clothing, just because if their fathers are devil, they don't care how black they are. They got the same nature. Orange seed is an orange seed. It's going to produce an orange. I don't give a damn what ground you put in or what you mix with. Anyway, you take an orange and mix with a lemon right to cover a tangerine, it's still goddamn orange, ain't it? You see what I'm saying? The point is that's part of the confusion. Because they're the ones that tell you, hey, oh, we don't want to go anywhere. We love the devils. They ain't devils anymore. Keep you blind until they finish you off. That's why you got to be like this. Who are you talking to? I'm talking to you. You got to go get some help. It's going to be enough. Move on. Help you with knowledge. No plan you don't come here and start shooting devils for you. That's not going to happen. You let these fools tell you that crap. That's not going to happen. Matter of fact, I'm not going to bring any planes over here and start shooting devils for you. That's why I go to when he shows up, as it says, he's going to deliver lamb and those that woke up in the Lamb's Book of Life, those are the ones he's taken out. And if your ass didn't wake up by then you're going to step behind. Then you say, then you wake up. That's what it said. Then you have, once you get, then they wake up, then you get, then you got to go to tribulation. So you believe these fools, he won't come in inside. No, it's not going to happen. Only help you going to give him is, in tribulation, you will get food. Man from heaven. But you got to get through that on your own. And the reason why, because you did it to yourself. Elijah, Master Muhammad didn't get on board with that. Elijah Muhammad, right? 40 years, and you let dumb ass, lying ass, funky ass, sneaking ass, Farrakhan pull you down. Oh, he talks so bad. God's gonna punish him. He don't have any power. He don't have any power. He don't have any success because see how he talk. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. That's another deception. Look how does devils have power? They had power for 5 years, and they're the most wicked things ever created. Where did they get their power from? They rule, they killers, murderers, genocide, maniacs. So where did they get their power from? Liars? Boy, they have you confused, brothers and sisters. Burn through all that. I have to tell you, you're wearing me out. I tell you, woo. But I'm hanging in there. I guess that's why he picked me, because everybody knew when I was going about the hard-headed person in the world. Right? What mine some boy, oof. Right? I didn't know that was all about, right? So I decided I don't do anything half-assed. Once I do, I go 100%. I don't give a damn, nothing get in my way. Right? That's ran across the angel. Oh, I got upset about that one. But I thought it was just a puzzle. I like puzzles. I got to start realizing what I had. Oh, damn. I always say you got to do the right thing no matter what. Didn't like that. Didn't like it. I wasn't happy about it at all. Wasn't happy. Okay. What, the son of man, doing a goddamn thing that surely broke the 7 seals. And he really did it. He wasn't happy about it. Read Jonah. He wanted to die. He wasn't all happy about it. They're the same person. That's why a lot of hunters say he couldn't violate the books. They made all those characters represent him. Different aspects of him. Even the person called Jesus, we know him. They said he pleaded in the garden. He said he pleaded blood of tears of blood. Can you pass this on to somebody else? So not my will, your will be done, but we can give it to somebody else, please. You didn't want it. You think it's a joke, some kind of Facebook thing. That's why you're going to pay a heavy price. Because this ain't no joke. You can take credit for something. You don't want to put the like you want to go to the gym, but you don't want to lift weights, but you want steroids. And you want to walk around and say, see how strong I am? Sad. Let's move on. But false Christ, false prophet, rise signs, will show signs, wonders, to deceive. Oh, they're all out there. I'm moving on, brothers and sisters. They're the ones that cause it. It says, my people are lost for, it didn't say some, it didn't say they might be, it said, my people are lost for lack of knowledge. A lot of you will be lost because of these clowns, Ishmael and Jeffrey and Daniel and all those clowns and Eric, and they have no idea what they're talking about. None. They all know they're lying. Every one of them are lying because so-called Superman, no, he ain't no damn Superman. Eric, he ain't following Elijah Muhammad. He had no idea. He never met Elijah. He didn't know what the hell he's talking about. All those clowns, they all know they're lying. They can't find the verses that verify who they claim to be. After Elijah left, they said the whole lot of people running around talking about, no. He said they would fall under the spell of religion, be possessed, until the Angel of Days came. It's clear. So all these other clowns out there, they're all false prophets because there's no scripture that support all the people out there claiming they was Elijah. Because Elijah left, all the people that did it fell under the spell of Farrakhan. Aaron. The only one that was going against him was the Lord, who would consume with spirit his mouth and destroy the light that was coming. That's the only one be against him. All the rest of them, no matter what they say, they're all under his spell. There's no scripture that support anyone claiming what they're supposed to be. Oh, I'm Aaron. I'm following. I'm with Elijah. I'm Silas. Show me a scripture that support that shit. Show me a scripture that support it. You can't. You can't show me a scripture that supports it. Because all will fall under the spell of Farrakhan. Well, Silas, all of them. My name is Legion. We are many. He went to Aaron's camp. All of us in Aaron's camp. And then he pulled the ones out that was with the Lord. Even they felt that was under Farrakhan's under spell. Not totally. They were still seeing the message of cutting. Something was wrong. They weren't 100%. But they was there. They were still in Aaron's camp, in Farrakhan's camp. But they were seeking the message of cutting. Something was wrong. But everybody else was totally with Farrakhan. So all of them, they told all that crap that what the scripture said, all of them under this Farrakhan spell. Every one of them. Even Khaled, he was on the, he kept calling, even after all that he was going through, he kept calling Farrakhan's father. All of them. You didn't read that, did you? Pay attention. Show me different. Show me any of them. And says what? The message of the covenant, he will walk alone. How simple can it be? If he's alone, and then everybody else is someplace else, and it says everybody else was in Aaron's camp. So under Aaron's spell. He said he would make war with the saints. So, and he said overcome some of them, he said overcome all of them. So aren't the saints supposed to be the one with Elijah? The original people? Did I make it clear enough for you? He said overcame all of them. Every one of them. Oh, I'm here, okay. Hold on with that. Hold on with that. See what happens a few more days. A few more days. And then we see some man come in cloud with great. See, if you haven't broken seals, you have no idea what he's saying right there. You have no idea. If the Bible is sealed, that means unless you broke a seal, you know what the fuck you talking about. So why are you talking? Unless you broke the seals, they say, oh, Elijah, the Lamb of God. Elijah never claimed to have broken the seals. Never, at one time, never claimed that. Never. He went in. Guess what it meant? He didn't break any seals. Never did not come out claim to break any seals. That means you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. If the Bible is sealed, and you're talking, you don't know what you're talking. So you shouldn't be talking. That means you pay a price for saying things because you're deceiving people if you're talking, because that means you don't know what you're talking about. But you're talking with firm resolution, like the crowd says. Even suggestions with firm resolution. Hold on with that. Just keep on with it. And then I thought I didn't mean to get to all this, brother says I thought I must have worded my wrong document. But anyway, I'm going to just speak to it. So I'm going to cut it a little shorter than I expect to. But look at this. They're talking about Farrakhan here. Well, the woe to those who are rich. Any rich, multimillionaire? I'm not. At least not as far as money is concerned. Maybe in knowledge, but not. Those, for you to receive your concept, that means, Farrakhan, you got paid for whatever you done. You receive what you got, in other words, it's saying, this world's life, there's no portion hereafter. That means you have no portion because you got everything you're going to get. So it says, when you receive your consolation, it means you got everything you're supposed to, you got everything you want to get. Woe to you who are full, or you got everything. He said he got all that he want. Woe to you who laugh now. When they this is this, they laugh, they have so much fun. Because they're going to be mourning, weeping, and sin. Remember, everlasting, when it says, with great chastisement, and then look at the last part here. And woe to you when all men speak of you, speak well of you. Oh, the honorable Mr. Frank, honorable. Not honorable about that clown, the father of the devil. Oh, but God made me in the womb. And what God made me in the womb, look at DNA, egg and sperm. And what God made me in the womb. My mother and father made me in the womb. That's some dumb shit that you got confused about. And they say, they're talking about like that in the Quran, right? Because God is consequence, mathematics. They didn't know mathematics back there when the Quran was revealed. So they're speaking in that terms. So God and everybody's making, so he's making the devil then. So if he's making the devil all the rooms, then why are you a mother plane? When are your mother plane? Just don't make any more. And God wakes you up in the morning for him, just don't wake him up in the morning. Just one morning, oh, the devil's still asleep, we'll cut the head off. It's just bullshit. What are your mother playing for? If he's the God that you claim he is, that's why he's very busy. Everybody's really making babies. What about the apes and pigs? He's making their babies too? Who's making their babies? Well, that must be Satan. He's the one doing that one. All this shit makes no goddamn sense to anybody. They got a brain. It's wrong. Ain't no God made me in the womb. If he did, you better back up. Because I ain't asked him to make me do a damn thing for me. For some dumb shit. Okay, you made me in the womb. I ain't asked to be here. And then I get here. You put me in a state of confusion, all this bullshit around me. And because I can't figure it out, now you're going to put my dumb ass in hell forever, never, never. Get out of that dumb ass fucking shit. Get out here with it. That's devil share. You're being the manufacturer, not the product. You made me. So I'm defect. So you done fucked up, not me, and now you're gonna burn my ass up forever, never, never, because you fucked up. Well, if that's the case, we all fucked up, ain't we? We might just go ahead and blow our brains out. You know, go in hell, just go ahead and get it and get used to it. Because that's where we're all going. Man. Okay, I'm going to keep really, off. So I'm going to keep really short. Right? I'm going to go one more thing. Could have got one more thing going, sisters. It's just so much. Like I said, well, anyway, let's move on. The deception. Okay, we're going to just talk about this one thing here. A so-called man farce. Now, mathematics, discipline times energy equals power. You have to have energy to have power. And you have to discipline it. You discipline it. You have to have energy. But your energy is there. Like water. It's just sitting there. But you have to put it in a pump. So now you got pressure, power. So you have energy, but you have to apply discipline to it and it turns into power. That's it. The word discipline. See, you understand what the Bible's talking about. Discipline is the law. Law is discipline. That's what I tell you. If you don't follow the law, that's what most tell you. You follow this law, you'll be okay. You don't follow this law, that's death. But see, what the Catholic Church did, they turn on its head the so-called New Testament and say, oh, the law is done away with. Because that's it. Paul's supposed to send that. That's a whole other story about this Paul guy. Paul wasn't a disciple, never met Jesus when you call Jesus. Right? I ain't saying anything wrong with the Bible. See, because Paul was the main disciple. He was the head disciple, if you will, for Adam's rule. I shouldn't have went there. I'll talk that another time. Right? But remember, the sealed Bible, that was given to Adam. The unsealed Bible is when the Lamb will come along with, he will destroy Adam, for which break those seals, things start happening and destroy Adam. The first four seals is talking about specifically America's destruction. You understand it? Anyway. So they was told, the law. So they kept getting prophets come, the law. The prophets come and tell them, oh, you gotta be nice. You can't be rude. Right? You can't go out there, right? Does the prophet tell them they couldn't kill? If that's the case, Prophet Muhammad didn't. He was scared, killed a lot of people, didn't he? So what did the prophet say? See? There was a law, and you obey that law, and you be powerful. The law had nothing to do with your personality, so-called morality. See, that's where your confusion comes in at. Because they told us, they didn't teach us the law. They didn't teach the women the law either. They told us, right? Obedience to them. Because when they tell the church, we didn't follow that idea about you don't need the law anymore. You're beyond the law, you don't need the law anymore. They went to dark age for 1,000 years. The Catholic Church immediately went to dark age because they got rid of the law. They dropped it. We were Jesus. Who are we, Lord? Jesus won it. That's an actual fact. For 1,000 years, there was chapter 20 is their history, not future. Because they abandoned the law. They had to obey the law. But Jesus, that's what they would say. That was the explanation. And then what happened? Britain, Magog, the first, broke away, and they went back to so-called Old Testament, the law. All of a sudden, bam, Gog, Magog, was ruled for the last 5 years. And you kicking Sunni's ass. The law. See? Are they wicked? They make men shed blood? They steal? They kill? Why are they powerful? If that's what power is all about, power doesn't do with that. They obey the law. And now they going away from the law, homosexuality and transgender, now their power is failing now. But as long as they obey the law, they was powerful. No one could stand against them. They had to take, new nation took over the whole world. New Britain was nothing but a goddamn island. Island country. Smaller than New Jersey. And they took over the whole world because they turned to the law. Not being nice. Oh, you're so nice. And not being polite. Not being rude. Obeying the law. Because they're Puritans. And they was pushing that law to the maximum. I mean, that's what you meant. They were really strict. Well, that's exactly what happened. It said God, Magog means the mother of God. And that's what God came out of America. Same thing. The law. Not the law they made up. Scripture law. That's the great deception. They didn't teach us the law. It taught us obedience. Submission. That's what taught us. It taught the females too. In fact, some places we let the female you read so you can study law on your own. So you can maintain power over us and them. Because if we start practicing discipline, and we're naturally more disciplined than they are, that'd be the end of them. They took discipline away from us. Obedience. Obey master. Do master tell you to do it. Love master. Master makes you turn the other cheek. Obedience. Women, obey your husband. Submit to your husband. Submit to master. They ain't tell us. So that's what we have, and you still do it today. That's the trick. That's the thing. Because Elijah Muhammad came and started teaching you obedience. The preachers wasn't teaching it to you. Were they? Elijah Muhammad started teaching you, and he didn't force it because I was there. And what happened? The Nation of Islam stood up and started gaining power. And was feared. And the brothers was feared. Even the sisters. And nobody fuck with the sisters. He said, uh-oh, we got to shut that down. They're going to take over the country. He said he made his power. And people gravitating towards him. I was there. He owned New Jersey. He owned Newark. He owned Camden. He owned Philly. He owned Detroit. He owned Chicago. Watts. And they wasn't reticent. That one was reticent. They was definitely sympathetic. So they got excited about, look when you put people like Ali and Malcolm, and look at what they did. It was rising as a threat. So they just started conspiring against him, get him out of there. And once he was gone, they bring Falcon in, ready to teach you. He ain't teach you law. You go there, they're not going to throw out because you fornicating and carrying on. He's teaching you Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard. It's your mind. You gotta be nice. Our people don't talk bad to anybody. You shouldn't be nice. You shouldn't talk not bad to people. Right? See? You should be polite. Come on, people are polite. You fuck kids out, you polite or not. I better polite. I like polite. But they rule the world, don't they? The non-politeness. That's an exception. That's the whole thing about so-called man farce. He didn't come to teach you about law. Okay, nice. Be nice to people. Be nice to your wife. You should be. But that's not going to give you a law. That'll give you power. Don't say anything about law about being nice to your wife. There's not power there. But yeah, you should be nice to your wife. If you come around me, you better be. There's a quality thing. We don't have more power. And we're a powerless nation because we have no discipline. And they make sure they don't have any. Oh, get some drugs, party, Jay-Z, get some music, let's get some blunts. Let's go watch NBA, NFL. Nothing about discipline. Oh man, what's wrong with you, man? You fast? Are you crazy? What you going to gym for, man? Let's go party. Oh man, what you talking about, man? Come on, let's go do some hotties. Get peace. That's the language. That's what teach you. You start talking about discipline. You say, oh man, what's wrong with you, man? Come on, you fasting. Oh man, which one? You know what, man? You ain't down some swine, man. Damn, man, hamburgers, man. Wow, man, they got some hell of a ribs over there, man. Let's go get some. What they call it now? Booze or not booze, you know what y'all call it. Let's go strip club, man. Down some. That's purposeful. Because we are getting power, that's their ass. Especially now, they're slipping in power because they're losing discipline. They have lost law. They should have enough to control you. That's the deception. That's why you be put in heaven overnight. You practice discipline, your life changes. Immediately. Because now you have power. They can't fuck with you because power, greater power comes lower, lesser power. Our brothers and sisters in prison right now, they're in there because they have no power. The people got, it's not the gates is locked up, it's not the keys, not the bars, it's the power of the people that's gotten here is greater than theirs. They practice discipline. Lesser power cannot overcome greater power. They have less, they did it because they have, hanging out, partying, the discipline got so low, they got crushed. Then, greater pressure overcomes lesser pressure. The greater pressure, the worse it is on the lower pressure. But if it's great enough, because that lower pressure transform and can't transform the hell like great pressure is crushed and dust. They crush out people every day. The people in prison, those are the ones that's crushed. Because they have no power. The power of people in there is greater than the power they have. Because they're having it all. In fact, that's why I said Suleiman would free the prisoners. They practice power and discipline. They'll be out there in a heartbeat. Greater pressure is instantaneous. Greater pressure overcomes lower pressure, instantaneous. They boost their pressure up and out of there. Remember Malcolm, he's in there for what? 50 years or whatever? He ran across that border, he got some trouble, discipline, and made sure his arm was out of there like that. He rolled up like that in the nation. Because he applied it. And Suleiman, when he comes, he not just tell you about power, he gives you the science of power. The science of it, with the 5 pillars, and tell you exactly the science of it. They got the 5 pillars over there in Suleiman, but they don't understand it. They misunderstand it. They're not applying it properly. They got tools, I give you a tool, you apply it, boom. There are 5 pillars. And then the angel. You got a powerful angel, now you need to get a spirit. Those 2 things right there, that's it. That's all you need. Angel, intellectual power. 5 pillars, physical power, that's in general. General says, you're more complicated than that, but in general, that's what it is. Discipline, they cannot harm you. I was telling a story about I was driving down, right? Well, I didn't tell you the whole story, right? I got a family member come to stay, my son came to stay with me. It's a long story, right? He didn't want to do anything. So I said, well, you got to do something. So I said, okay, well, why don't you go out and do some Uber or something? So I went out there and started doing it for a while to show him. And I'm 77 years old. I said, you do something because I don't want to stand with us. Man, get your own place. And he go out there making up mind. So look, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to spend 2 or 3 hours a day. See how I'm making this market. So you can do the same thing. It didn't work, but. So I'm driving down the highway to make a delivery. And And I don't run down the speed, right? Well, anyway, I'm trying to get around this truck, so I sped up to get around this truck. So I sped up this highway cop or whatever it was. He was on the side. He wasn't even in the car. He was trying to get sit in his car, but he saw me. He jumped. Right. He jumped in his car. He got behind me. Oh. So he pulled me out about half an hour down the road, pulled me over. And so I didn't argue with him. I did speed to get around. I don't argue. Just give me a ticket, let me go on. Right? So he goes in, he gives me a license, he come back, he gives me a ticket. So I'm about to pull off. Hey, what? Look at the ticket. What do you look at the ticket for? I'm not going to make you gave me a ticket, so what's the problem? Look at the ticket. So I open and look at the ticket. It's not a ticket. It's a piece of paper. You put a friendly face or a smile. Said, "Don't worry, you'll be there on time. Don't you get there. Don't worry. You need to speed or something like that effect, right? You smile. Oh, the devil now, right? And so I should have said, well, thank you. He smiled. I think as he thought he did a good deal. I know he think he's going to heaven. Right? Now, you say that don't mean anything. See? And I can tell you story after story after story. The devil's come to me every kind of way you can think of, and I always defeat him. That's why it says in there, it's talking to the Messiah, or Master Covenant, say, I'll be with you. It says, no one will be able to stand before you. I'm going to read that in a minute. It says, no. And why? He's not talking about just him. Everybody obeys their law. If you obey the law, they cannot stand. He's telling everybody's with him. He's obey the law. He ain't talking about him particularly. But he said that's why as long as you obey his law, so it's about anybody who obeys that law. That's your power. They won't be able to do a goddamn thing against you. You don't care about whether you polite, whether you take a bath or not. You should do those things. That's quality. It has nothing to do with power. Discipline. Because the devils have power. Well, how can you be more wicked than them? Wickedness has nothing to do with discipline. That's how they want to use their power. You use your power. Let me give you another example. That's why I need to know these 5 pillars. Let's get to the wisdom. And I'm going to close in a minute. If you're following what I've been trying to explain to you mathematically, you understand it. Because you understand everybody, you think everybody gets, some people get more energy than others. That's not true. Everybody gets the same amount of energy. It's like if you put it away in the sense of God, which is wrong, but if you want to look at that way, he gives everybody the same amount of money every day. Everybody. So what you do with it? That's why the client has spent out what we have given you. So you give everybody the same amount. So if he gives you $1,000 a day and you take $200 from somebody else, now you got $200 worth of bad luck. You got $200 worth of trouble because you took more than he gave you. So now you got $200 worth of bad luck. And the other person, they're going to get $200 worth of good luck because God said you got to have $200, you got to have $1,000. So, hey, well, that's all you can have. So now you got $200 worth of bad luck. That person had $200 worth of good luck. So you took $200 from you, stole it, right? But what if you get that $200 from somebody else? Then you're back to $1,000. You're a thief. But you ain't paying the consequence for it. It didn't affect your power, did it? Because for one person, you're a thief. Another person, you're charitable. Because you understand mathematics. That's why a lot of them say Islam is mathematics. Mathematics Islam. So if you understand mathematics, you can do things. Like it says, do unto them as they've done to you. Okay. They beat us and tortured us for over 40 years. So it's like they took money from us. For 1 year. They took $40 million, took $1 million a year. So $40 million they took from us. So you got $40 million of bad luck. See? But where's the bad luck coming from? It's going to come from us. I'm maybe get too deep here, brothers and sisters. If you punch me in the face every day for 365 days, it's a 10-power punch, right? Eye for eye, tooth for tooth. So I'll punch you right back, then bam. But what about hold it for a year? That means you got away with it. If you think you got away with it, and now I'm kicking his ass. So no, I just handle the consequence. So at the end of the year, I let it loose. And what do I do? 365 times 10 is 3,755 pound punch. I kill you. That's why it says, submit to Adam for the whole 20 years. Let people go, they're about to blow up. And then when you're born, when you burst, you let that go, and Babylon doing to them what they've done to you in one day. So all that you build up 4 years, you put them in 1 year. You ain't gonna be able to take it. You understand what they're telling you? And if we do what they did to us, and that's God's command, that means there's no repercussion for that. That means they killing, beating, stomping, cursing, shitting on. That's what they did to us. But we don't get no consequence for doing it to them, but we're going to be doing anything. But that's not going to affect our power, is it? So your behavior, your attitude, right? Whether you're polite or rude or whatever, has nothing to do with your power. That's an exception. They say, oh man, you gotta be nice. You gotta go to church. You gotta go to church. Some of them do. But it nothing to do with your power. That's what they're deceiving you. When you pray, it has nothing to do with your power. You pray, and you be nice. You talk nice. Turn out the cheek. See? Me and Jesus. They ain't got a goddamn thing to do with your power. They're deceiving you so they can keep you under control. Because if you start getting power, you don't have to do nothing because they're doing that and they got power. That's an exception. They make it every. If you do those things, how many other people church every Sunday? Living white people. I see some of your sisters, they see a devil or a baby. Oh, hey, baby, so cute, baby. Little monkey, hey, baby. They don't say about our people. They love him to death. Love Jesus in church every time. Make sure you put money in the basket. All that stuff. How much power do you have? If you give any power, then does it empower them? No. Because that's not what power is. It has to do with your personality. So you can be powerful and be a stone-cold, look at this, stone-cold idiot. Obnoxious. I'm not saying you do those things. I'm just trying to show you the difference between that and what power is. They tell you one thing, they tell you submission is power. No, submission is powerlessness. Oh, you got to submit to us. Just be obedient to us. No, that's powerlessness. That means you submit to power. But you start obeying the law, because that's what Elijah was doing, that's why he had to shut it down. That fire called, hey man, just Scientology, just be nice. We don't talk nice, we talk nice to everybody. We don't call devils anymore. And he's my brother. And all this bullshit. You see any power here? They were dropping like flies as people. They have no power there. Some of them are good. Some so-called Jesus, some are good. Some synagogues say some are good. And we nice. See? We talk nice to people. We don't say anything bad. We don't say they're evil. We talk nice to everybody. You come in, you come in with us. We got brothers and sisters. You want any power? I'm going to get it, brothers and sisters. If you don't get it, you never want to get it. And it says, become a exceeding great army. How did you become a exceeding great army? How did you become a exceeding great army? It says, because Son of Man, Suleiman, Mr. Cut preaching forthwith. And it's preaching that did it. So we preached the 4 winds. His preaching that did it. Making the distinction between bullshit and discipline and power. Move on, bouncers. I'm going to leave it there. Discipline. Sisters too. They have discipline. We have emotions too. Those have a little more emotion. Well, that's not true either. See? Because you try to tell me that the most emotional man is more disciplined than a more disciplined woman. That's not true. You have different levels. If you go from A to Z, A being the top, right? Then you got brothers, females, and males. That's only C. Females and boys on R. Females and males on S. And you got someone on A. And one on A, the sister on A, she got more discipline than both on C. Now, I never explained that before either. I said so much stuff. I guess sometimes, like my wife keep telling me, you stop assuming stuff. Because you might think that the most disciplined woman is more emotional than the least disciplined. No, it's not that. See? There's women that are more disciplined than men on lower level than them. She's emotional, but she's more emotional than, if they're on B, they're on B, she can be a little more emotional than the male that's on B, but she'd be more disciplined than the girl on C. And she'll be as emotional as that person. Than male. That's not, I never talked about that before, so now I got that one. Because some people think, all females are more emotional than all men. That's not true. So turn it up. My wife, I used to wonder about her, but she hardly showed any emotion at all. She did, boy. I be looking for cover, but she hardly showed emotion at all. And we get on fine, because I don't like all that emotional stuff. Because I had Dina White, that's all. Oh, she was totally emotional out there. Woman drove me crazy. But I know one time, I showed emotion. She's probably coming. One time I was saying something, I don't believe a lot of stuff she say. I don't. Because she got a good perspective. I say 5 plus 3 is 8. She said, well, 2 plus 6. I said, yeah, it's 8, but I like 5 plus 3 better. See what I'm saying? It got to be mathematically correct. Like I said, I like butter pecan ice cream, and she like vanilla. And she buy vanilla. So I said, why don't you buy some butter? Why don't you buy something I like? Well, I like work. See, so that kind of thing. You understand what I'm saying? So that's where the disagreement comes. I mean, we don't get in the fights like that, right? But one time she was saying something that happened, right? And she was trying, and I wouldn't agree with it. I just couldn't agree with what she was saying at all. We were not walking. I think someone was out walking, so right there, and this dude came out so much bullshit, and I was about to go to war, and she was grabbing me. And I said, "Don't ever do that. If you see going, you just move on, just keep on walking, get out of danger, let me deal with it. But you start grabbing me, or you said, you handicap me, you get hurt." It was something like that. I can't remember exactly. So I was talking about it, and she was trying to, and I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear it. I'm absolutely sure. And she was trying to give me a good perspective of it. And I kept saying, and then she went off. Damn it! Well, she came out of nowhere with that, but scared the hell out of me, because she don't do that. I shut up and listened. I was in Nicola, I said, wow, she was serious. Shut up and listen for a minute. Okay, shut up. I listen. Right? I still didn't agree with her, right? But I listen. discipline, brothers and sisters. That's your, the law. Let me place one thing, then we'll go. Okay, please, brothers and sisters. Listen to this carefully.
One. Now after the death of Moses the servant of the Lord it came to pass, that the Lord spake unto Joshua the son of Nun, Moses' minister, saying, To Moses my servant is dead, now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, thou, and all this people, unto the land which I do give to them, even to the children of Israel. 3. Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you, as I said unto Moses. 4. From the wilderness and this Lebanon even unto the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and unto the great sea toward the going down of the sun, shall be your coast.
Yeah, pay close attention to this part.
5. No man shall be able to stand before you all the days of your life, as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not leave you nor forsake you. 6. Be strong and of good courage, for to this people you shall divide as an inheritance the land which I swore to their fathers to give them. 7. Only be strong and very courageous, that you may observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded you. Do not turn from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may prosper wherever you go. 8. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate in it day and night, that you may observe to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. 9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and of good courage, do not be afraid, nor be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go.
Got that, brothers and sisters? The law. Never happened to you, and I will be with you. Was you with Farcon when Farcon's ass blown up? That Scientology bullshit? The law. That's what it says. Stick with it, you'll be successful all days of your life. No one will be able to stand before you. I will not forsake you. You have nothing to worry about. The law, the law, the law. They tell you, oh, forget about the law. Just believe in Jesus. That just doesn't, he said because love, I mean, that doesn't, just doesn't apply to him. It applies to everyone that obeys that. Everybody that listens to Messenger come and obeys that. He don't want your money. I don't need your money. That's your dime. I'm not asking for any followers. You ask for any followers. I'm not here to tell you what to do. People that know me, I refuse to tell you what to do. Obey the law. Now when it comes to social things about being rude, that's a whole different thing. You will be like that, then you may not find a wife, you may not find a husband. So that gives a quality type of thing. Still have power. But I'm going to be around you. You're impolite. You're rude, you're nasty, dirty. But I went around these doors, but they still got power. They give a social thing. They got you confused. Telling you your social, your behavior, rudeness, your personality, turns your power is bullshit. The law. The law, the law. And Muhammad gave the law. He gave us, the law has different levels. How the law? They got laws over law. Lord Muhammad gave it. Lord Master Muhammad gave it. So, right? He says, when the Messenger come, he'll take you a higher, greater law. So he teaches the law, 5 pillars. He teaches you how to use them. Like I'm giving you mathematics of it. You apply that, no will stand against you all days of your life. He will not forsake you. You won't get cancer and all that stuff. I won't forsake you. Be of good courage. Don't faint. Don't take shit off nobody. Right there, you're prosperous and successful. The law. Now what you believe in, you want to be in Master Muhammad's kingdom, he has more power in your house, and you got to obey what he says. Otherwise, you'll be outside the kingdom. The devil's got power to be Master Muhammad. Doesn't matter who you believe in. That gives you quality thinking. That means you want to be, if you believe in a Sunni, then you get over in Arabia. If you're Christianity, come over here. Master Muhammad, he's going to be the king of the Middle East, Arabia, all that. So if you want to live in his kingdom, you got to obey him. Otherwise, you're going to be outside the kingdom. The law, who you believe in has no power, has no effect on power. Those believe in shit, they got power. You say they got power, don't they? You understand what power is? Discipline. Say he don't believe in God and stuff, he don't believe in a lot, but he got power, doesn't he? It's a God in this world. Discipline. Discipline. Then you got the Injil that tells you, hey, you want to be, they tell you who Master Muhammad is. Okay, you want to be in here. Listen to that man. It's like your compass. But you got a map, you got a car, powerful engine, but you don't know any direction. You don't know where you're going. So you need direction. You can tell you, oh, that's the person, who's that person. That's the Messenger covenant. That's the God. He's going to control this. So you want to be in that kingdom, you got to obey, you got to accept him as the God. You understand? You should have power, but you want to be in his kingdom. They said there'll be somebody cast out the kingdom. Somebody hell, somebody cast out the kingdom. That may be too much for you. That's why I need the angel. Because if you just got discipline, that means you got a Lamborghini, you got a powerful engine, and you have no steering wheel. Engine gives you steering wheel. So now you know where you're going. And your compass is GPS. Hope you understand, brothers. I'm going to leave it there. Let me show you this. Equal in power. And that's what real love is. Because then you respect and appreciate each other. You don't have to depend on the other. Equality dependency. Because you don't have both. You got one got A, one got the C. Quality dependency. Right? But not a quantity dependency. That's what love is. That's what real love is. See? This is that stupid ass Farrakhan. Go ahead, go on. Okay, I'm going to close out.
I believe that America can be beautiful. How can America be made beautiful? Now, family, listen. My brother Imam Waterford and I have had disagreement, but his followers and mine have never given each other as much as a bloody nose. Because in spite of our differences, there's a deep love in us. We don't like the things about our nation that is not good, but I don't want to live anywhere else. I want America to be made right. I don't want to see America go the way of Rome and Babylon and Sodom and Gomorrah. But why won't you go that way? If the men of religion and the women of religion keep silent.
That's not God's will, is it? He said he's going to destroy America. All America. But no, why he going to slave? Why he such love? Why he going to save America? Why he such love in America? Because he's the devil. The hereafter is not for him. He's not seed of Abraham. So much it was why he's supposed to be Messiah. So why is he trying to save America? So obviously he's not a Messiah for you. He will be trying to worry about your enemies, trying to save your enemies. Sick. All the sick folks here, brothers and sisters. Let me close out. Oh, boy, what's going to happen to these folks? What's going to happen to these folks, boy? Yeah. They all know they're lying. Everyone knows they're lying because they never know anything. They're guessing. They all know they're lying, but they not tell me that. They act like, and they can't show one scripture that's supporting this bullshit they're saying. And who they claim to be. Like I said, they nothing to support they claim to be. Everybody will be under Farrakhan's spell until the ancient days came. You want me to show you a verse that Daniel says that? It says he made woe the saints, overcome them until the ancient days came, until the covenant came and put him down. So all of them Farrakhan's spell, all of them. And I don't care what they say. The scriptures say, oh, Melchizedek, but a fool, boy. All these clowns. Okay, The lie is, they push underwater, they hold us down underwater, that's what we're acting like we're acting. On ourselves because they push underwater, hold us underwater, but he blames us for being underwater. Well, you're wicked, you're sinful, not them who pushes on the person's condition. No, he blames us for being condition rather than the one that puts in the condition and so holding us down the condition. Otherwise, they're still doing it, or we would revert back, because once you move this, you revert back to who you were. So we still act on ourselves because the forces, you can't see the man, but see the effect of the man. But he's blaming the leaves. When it's the wind that's forcing the leaves to shake. Why are you shaking? We blame them. They put us on the water, they turn into the niggers, and you blame us for being niggers, and now the people that force us into that condition and keep us in that, we still on that condition because, so we have to get enough power to break that damn foot, break that damn leg, and bust this damn head. And then we're back on top again. That's not my ego.
We have a lot of that going on, so we're taking care of our farmers. We can't let our farmers not have anybody, these people, you can't replace them very easily. People that live in the inner city are not doing that work. They're just not doing that work. And they've tried, we've tried, everybody tried. They don't do it. These people do it naturally. I said, what happens if they get it to a farmer the other day? What happens if they get a bad back? He said, they don't get a bad back, sir, because if they get a bad back, they die. I said, that's interesting, isn't it?
Well, you heard that. Donald Trump is a believer in eugenics. He believes that white people are the superior race. And inner city is code for black people. And he believes black people cannot now work on the farms. I guess they're not good enough for that. So Hispanic people can do it because they have the backs for it. This is what this man is saying out loud in interviews. He is a racist. It's been proven time and time again. The man had Mein Kampf on his bedside table that he would read at night. Enough to let you know where he stands on that. Just more outrageous, racist things from Donald Trump. They want to arrest those who can do the farm work well until their backs give out. And then he'll probably ship them to El Salvador or some other country. Just more vile statements from the president and let you know where he stands.
When they were arresting people for praying outside of abortion clinics. I mean, I do think the UK, and I say this as, someone who is half English, I think it's reached, or it is quickly reaching a point where democratic reforms are going to be pretty tough because of the demographic change. And that, of course, the point of importing all these people is to overwhelm the people who live there who disapprove of the programs. You don't have to care what they think because you just bring in new people, and their will becomes all that matters. And so I don't think you're going to fix these things through elections at some point, probably pretty soon. And I just worry a place like the UK, Canada is another, a bunch of different countries in the West are at the point where they're literally revolutionary. They are poised for revolution. And as someone who really doesn't support revolution and hates violence and hates civil war above all, I'm worried about that. I mean, I don't see how this is fixed. Starmer, who's, he's just an instrument of larger forces, but he's a poisonous character, obviously, who's really hurt your country. He's in there for 4 more years. And so you wonder, people are going to start to get really radical in a scary way. I think this is going to happen. And the people in charge don't seem to care.
Well, you're already seeing it. You are seeing the anger beginning to manifest itself. And I completely understand the anger. I don't, like you, I abhor any form of violence. But I do understand the anger when you have, Keir Starmer campaign. I'm going to smash the gangs that allow these little boats to come over the channel, delivering tens of thousands of people illegally into the country. And they then get put into these so-called asylum hotels where they're given a pretty good lifestyle. Certainly a far better lifestyle than many people really struggling at the moment in the UK. And of course, far from smashing the gangs, it turned out yesterday that he's smashing new records for the number of people coming in illegally on the boats. It's out of control. And the British public are reaching a point of saying, we are done with people coming in illegally and being treated better in a more comfortable and more luxurious manner than we treat our own people.
Well, the whole point is to humiliate and degrade the indigenous population of the British Isles, the white population. I mean, that's the whole point. And are they really going to do something about it? What would that be exactly?
Are reaching a point of saying, we are done with people coming in illegally and being treated better in a more comfortable and more luxurious manner than we treat our own people.
Well, the whole point is to humiliate and degrade the indigenous population of the British Isles, the white population. I mean, that's the whole point. And are they really going to do something about it? What would that be exactly? You'd really have to force a lot of people to go back to their countries of origin, millions of people, and you need to do it really soon. And are they actually willing to do that? I don't know, but these are existential questions that we have been browbeat into ignoring for decades. But the question is, like, is Ireland Ireland? If it's majority non-Irish? Oh, shut up, they're Irish. No, they're actually not Irish. Same with the UK, same with England, Scotland, Wales. Like, it's all changing so fast. Nothing like this has ever happened in all of history, except when, say, the Mongols swept across the steppe and raped everybody. Like, that was true demographic change on this scale. But even that wasn't as profound as what we're seeing in every white country around the world. I would say the West, but Australia and New Zealand also. So, like, what is that? Now, my brain is not big enough to understand what that is. I have a lot of theories about it, but I don't know if they're true. All I know is what the numbers are, and that's real, and no one feels that he can say it. Everyone's like, oh, well, if that were happening in China or India or Malaysia or Senegal, it doesn't matter. You'd be like, what the hell is that? Like, the population's totally different. Look at graduation. Pick, King's College Law School, and look at the graduation picture for the last 30 years. Who's in it? Just, like, let your eyes tell you the truth for once. Like, this is a total change in population. Is it better? Is it worse? Can't have that conversation. Who's pushing this? Does the population want it? The population clearly doesn't want it. There's no polling that's meaningful on the subject. I mean, there's no referendum on it. You don't get to decide. You've got no voice in it, other than you get to go to jail if you complain loudly enough about it. What is this? I think it's the biggest and darkest thing that has happened in the last 1,000 years, for sure. And I think it's leading somewhere really, really bad. It's not happening by accident, that's obvious, because it's only happening in white countries.
I mean, I think that...
Oh, shut up, white supremacist. In fact, I'm not a white supremacist.
Well,
I'm just noticing what the hell's going on.
I think most people I've spoken to about this in the UK, most people have always viewed the UK to be a very tolerant, multicultural, cosmopolitan place to live. That's why so many people want to come here. And people have no problem with that. And it's been very successful for a long period of time.
But it's multicultural? What does that mean?
We have a lot of different people from different countries, different cultures, and it's always worked historically.
So is Sharia law in a multicultural country? Is Sharia law? What does that mean?
We have a lot of different people from different countries, different cultures, and it's always worked historically.
So is Sharia law in a multicultural country? Is Sharia law every bit as valid as English common?
No, people don't want Sharia law here. No.
A lot of people do. Wait, hold on. I don't know what you mean. Multiculturalism itself is the lie designed to subvert a society. A society has a culture. You can argue about what it is or ought to be. It's not necessarily the same as race. It's connected to race, but it's not the same. People from different races can buy into your culture. That was kind of the beauty of the West. But a multicultural society is not sustainable. There's
your society is
one
about
culture will dominate.
Hang on. Surely the United States of America, given the very way it was created, is the epitome of a multicultural society. And my point I was going to make to you was...
It's absolutely not. No. It's a multiracial society.
Yeah.
though it was not actually a multiracial society up until pretty recent. It's just like 90% white for most of its existence, but whatever. But you did have different peoples, you had different religions. That was all totally fine, but there was one culture, as American culture. There's no such thing as a multicultural society. It's not sustainable. One culture will overwhelm the other. Again, it's not the same as race. It's not identical to race. It's connected, but it's not the same. But multiculturalism is by definition insane. No, it's never happened. It never will happen. One culture will predominate. It will impose its values on everybody else. I mean, the gay thing, which was not a thing 40 years ago, gay was a slur, all of a sudden becomes multicultural there. There's one culture, and it's required. And that's true in every society, because a culture is a commonly agreed upon set of values, which in their firmest form are called laws.
But those values can evolve.
It's true everywhere.
But those values can evolve.
Of course they evolve, but there's only one set of them. If you're multicultural, there's one set. You don't have one God in every society. Sorry.
Your country's values were established by the United States Constitution, and that's had, 26, 27 amendments? Right, so your own values, as determined by the Founding Fathers, they have evolved and been changed to accommodate changing time.
There's no doubt. Look, I'm not even arguing against change. That's natural. It's natural that people's views evolve.
So the culture changes.
If you're rejecting the laws of nature, then you're doomed. But let me just say, no, of course, societies change. I get it. All I'm saying, I'm making a very discrete, specific point, which is multiculturalism as an idea is laughably stupid. It has never worked. We never had it anywhere, and it never will exist, because it's contrary to human nature. One culture, one way of looking at things, one worldview will predominate, and it will punish all who deviate from it. That is the nature of societies. So if you're telling me it's
determined by the Founding Fathers, they have evolved and been changed to accommodate changing time.
There's no doubt. Look, I'm not even arguing against change. That's natural. It's natural that people's views evolve.
So those values can evolve.
There's one culture, and it's required. And that's true in every society, because a culture is a commonly agreed upon set of values, which in their firmest form are called laws.
But those values can evolve.
This is true everywhere.
But those values can evolve.
Of course they evolve, but there's only one set of them. It's not multicultural. There's one set. You don't have one God in every society. Sorry.
Your country's values were established by the United States Constitution, and that's had, 26, 27 amendments? Right, so your own values, as determined by the Founding Fathers, they have evolved and been changed to accommodate changing time.
There's no doubt. Look, I'm not even arguing against change. Natural that people's views evolve.
So the culture changes.
If you're rejecting the laws of nature, then you're doomed. But let me just say, no, of course, societies change. I get it. All I'm saying, I'm making a very discrete, specific point, which is multiculturalism as an idea is laughably stupid. It has never worked. We never had it anywhere, and it never will exist, because it's contrary to human nature. One culture, one way of looking at things, one worldview will predominate, and it will punish all who deviate from it. That is the nature of societies. So if you're telling me it's multicultural, we can all live and have radically different values, that's just not true. It's never been true. It never will be true. So you're having one culture, one worldview predominate over another and dominate and suppress all dissent. That's just what it is.
But I would point to the United States of America and the United Kingdom as two shining examples, albeit not completely without their flaws, the shining examples of places that are deemed by the rest of certainly feel that about my country.
Well, I certainly think that inherent in Christianity is the notion of tolerance, and that draws from a core Christian concept, which is free will. You cannot force someone to convert. There's never been conversion by the sword in Christianity. People decide to believe in it. And so that is central to the religion, therefore it's been central to the society. Western civilization is Christian civilization, and so we call that tolerance. It's a respect for your inherent God-given right to make a choice about what you believe. Okay, so of course, that's always been a feature. My only point is, a society has a commonly agreed upon set of beliefs, rules, and laws that are the definition of the society itself. That's what society is. So you can't have competing. You can't have, gay world and Sharia world living co-equally in a society. That does not happen. It will never happen. So you have to pick one. Are we the Sharia society? Are we the party time gay rights society? Like, which one? And you can't face that reality, so you're just sort of snoozing along until the inevitable point where you can wake up and be like, my values have no bearing on what our society is anymore, because we've been invaded by other people with a totally different worldview, and they're now in charge. And that day is coming very soon for your country, and maybe it'll improve it. I don't think the UK could be a lot worse than it already is. It's this kind of disgusting, sad, self-hating, suicidal island that was once great. It kills me to see it as a half English person, but that day is coming. It will change. You will either decide to be Western or Eastern. That's a choice that we're all going to face. I don't want to face that choice, but it's being foisted upon us by the architect. That's a choice that we're all going to face. Suicidal island that was once great. It kills me to see it as a half English. That day is coming. It will change. You will either decide to be Western or Eastern. That's a choice that we're all going to face. I don't want to face that choice, but it's being foisted upon us by the architects of mass migration. Sorry.
I would question your characterization of my country as a sad, disgusting, suicidal nation. I feel none of those things. I feel very happy to be in the United Kingdom, and I feel that there are lots of very happy.
Our system, the Western system, which is very distinct from the Eastern system, very distinct, and it's distinct on this one precise point, we believe, and have always believed since this country was founded, since your country became, not a pure monarchy, but even when it was a pure monarchy, the belief in the West, because of Christianity, was the worst thing you can do is punish the innocent. That's the worst thing you can do. That's worse than not punishing the guilty. And we often said that to each other. We no longer say that because there is a pretty concerted effort to blur the meaning of these terms. But I'm not going to be deterred from defining words precisely. Terror is murdering people, killing people, punishing people who committed no crime. Period.
So when the Israeli government says it has repeatedly that even though over 20,000 completely innocent children are believed to have died in their response to what Hamas did on October the 7th at the hands of the IDF, there are many on the pro-Palestinian side who say that Israel is behaving like terrorists too in the way that they have gone about conducting this war. Would you go as far as to say that?
One of the things that I really object to now is this relentless focus on Israel, which, by the way, is a foreign country that I have nothing to do with.
We've done this before. Now, maybe today things are different, and we will end up living in a nation that is sharply divided and may ultimately produce something else. But I'm an American. I love my country. I want to see it stay together. I'm interested in social cohesion, which means that I think our laws, customs, and culture have to be dominant. We can accept some diversity on the edges, but not fundamental division. I think we're in a state of fundamental division. So when I bring up Sharia law, I've sat in many discussions with many people that said, well, I don't care what people look like, but I do care about Sharia law, and I don't want that practiced anywhere near my family or in my country. And that's something you should be aware of. So the notion that someone can come here and say, well, that's part of my religion and we're going to abide by Sharia law, they're going to find serious resistance and opposition in the country. That's it's because it matters. It's this thing we call societal cohesion. Nations do not exist on their own. They have a core population. Our core population from the very beginning was always at least 80% European and Christian, and about 15 to 20% African. But when you start bringing in huge numbers, millions, who are fundamentally different from the core population, you are going to get violence, anger, and conflict. How many times have you heard people say, if you bring people in from the developing world, what do you get? The developing world. And now we've got that. You can't bring in hundreds of thousands of people from Somalia, plant them, of all places, in Minnesota, and then be shocked that, no, they're not Americans. They're not really interested in being Americans. They're foreigners living on American soil. Nobody wants to say that publicly. If you do, oh, well, you're a racist. Well, you know, the world is full of racists. The real war that's going to decide our fate is not going to be fought anywhere overseas. It's going to be fought right here inside the United States. Are we going to survive as a republic, as an English-speaking republic that rests on the foundations of Western civilization? Or are we going to become something else?
One point that is
The Constitution was completed in 1789. I think we had 5 million people living in the 13 British colonies. We were 90% white, that is excluding the Africans who were in the country who had been brought here as slaves. But we were 90% white, we were 90% Protestant. And this may be hard for you to believe, but the people that wrote that were trying to protect all of the Protestant sects from a state church on the model of the Church of England and the Roman Catholic Church. That's one of the reasons it was almost 100 years or more after that before people began to finally accept Catholicism as a religion, because it was viewed as political power. My point to you is the Constitution is outdated. The way we are governed is outdated. It has to be re-examined. Nobody in 1789 imagined that anybody would come to the United States except another lunatic, religious fanatical Protestant who hated the Church of England. That's what people feared. That's what they thought of. The Constitution that we have does many good things, but I would argue that the Bill of Rights is ultimately more important. The Bill of Rights is vital and essential, and that needs to be defended. But the Constitution and the way we govern and the things that we're doing, it's out of date. It doesn't fit our needs. And that's back to my comment on something given has no value. You have to earn it. And we haven't made anybody earn their place in this country. I'm talking about people like me that have been here forever. My first ancestor stepped off the boat in 1681. So we've got to get back to some notion of national service, because national service promotes national integration. It addresses some of these problems that you're discussing. Now, I know that you may not want to conform and may not want to be as I am, but I'm an American and nobody questions that. Nobody ever will. If you don't want to stand out and be questioned, then I suggest that you change your appearance, because I don't think it's life or death for you to wear what you wear.
I think this conversation
It's not fun, because it's leading to violence that could have otherwise been avoided. You see, every great nation, every large nation can always accept some number of people into its ranks that are different from them. It's always been the case. But if you suddenly import millions, which is what's happened here and happened in Europe, then you threaten the core gene pool. What I'm trying to tell you is there's a problem. And we can all think that there isn't, and you can insist there isn't, but that's the view. And I think it's incumbent upon all of us to address it truthfully and openly. Stop pretending it's not a problem. It's a problem.
I mean, what's also a problem is white supremacy, and that's
No, because you're saying you're different, you're going to remain different, and you don't think that if that's not compatible with being an American, then the hell with it. That's what you're going to do.
well, then what do you make then of, white American people who convert, let's say, to Islam and choose to cover? Are they not American anymore?
Listen, if they want to do that, that's obviously their business. I don't know how many are out there that do that. I think again, it's ill-advised. I think you have to hold the society together. There has to be an agreement on certain things, customs, culture, way of life. And unfortunately, if you're going to practice rigidly a brand of Islam that demands certain things, and this is why I asked right off the bat, do you support Sharia law?
I'm a Muslim. What being a Muslim means is I follow the guidelines of my religion, which is a peaceful.
Does your religion dictate to you Sharia law?
My religion dictates to me to be a good human being, to be good to my neighbors, to
that the most powerful force in today's Republican Party is represented by what Charlie Kirk said. It is this drive to make America a white Christian nation. I got to tell you, this is what they say privately. This is not what they say publicly. This is what Charlie Kirk said publicly.
And Joe, again, one of the reasons I wanted to have you on, because you know these people very, very well. Yeah. You said it yourself. You were one of the strongest voices. You were one of the folks who understood the incendiary language when you were in Congress, when you had your radio show, and how people loved when you did it. And then when you chose to apologize for that and turn away from it, oh my God, they literally have just tried to destroy you because of that.
Yeah, again, you know the deal, Roland, right? I came out publicly against Trump 7 years. For 7 years, I put up with death threats on a regular basis. Nobody is welcome in that party unless you bow down to what this force is, this MAGA force. And again, look, there have been some people on the left who've celebrated Charlie Kirk's murder. Shame on them, be better people, but this is much worse, Roland, what my former friends are doing on the right, because they are turning this into a holy war. When you say we declare war on the left because of what some 22-year-old young guy did in Utah, and then you declare war on the whole left, that's a lot worse than celebrating Charlie Kirk's murder, because that's dishonest, but that's also inciting hate and violence. And Roland, look, Trump's an idiot. So yeah, Trump says the left, the problem in the country is the left. J.D. Vance is not an idiot. What did J.D. Vance say today, right? He was subbing for Charlie Kirk on his radio show, and he spent the entire show going after the left, going after them, they, them. Man, Democrats need to wake up, Roland. This is a really serious deal by my former colleagues. The stuff that I hear privately from them right now, Roland, for the last 5 days, I mean, they want to go to war. This is a holy war.
Oh, it absolutely is. And what really jumps out at me on this very thing here, Joe, and I've been saying this, I played the speech 2 weeks ago that mainstream media just ignored, of Missouri Senator Eric Schmidt, who gave a speech at NatCon, Peter Thiel's group, where he literally gave a white nationalist speech, where he said our ancestors fought for this country to be ours and no one else. He was talking about white people. He was basically saying, if you are Black, Latino, Asian American, or even Native American, America is not for you. And folks just ignored it. And so people need to understand, again, what they're saying, why they're saying it. And yes, there are many evangelicals, any very conservative white Christians who are pushing this as well. And you nailed it. They want a holy war. They want a race war. They want this to be a white country. It is clear as day.
And Roland, really important point, Charlie Kirk at only 31, the impact he had because he was one of the most successful pushers of this white Christian nationalistic idea. And so I think that's why all of his defenders are out there so strenuously denying he said anything divisive, because they know if you really go through Charlie Kirk's public record, everything he said about people of color and black women and Muslims and gays and transgenders, if people took the time to go through all of that, and that was put out for average people to see, they'd be blown away by it. That's why his defenders are like supercharged right now. They don't want that record to be seen.
Today, you mentioned, and I mentioned as well, Vice President J.D. Vance sitting to do his show. And listen to this man just blatantly lie, Joe. Play it.
I read a story in The Nation magazine about my dear friend Charlie Kirk. Now, The Nation isn't a fringe blog. It's a well-funded, well-respected magazine whose publishing history goes back to the American Civil War. George Soros' Open Society Foundation funds this magazine, as does the Ford Foundation and many other wealthy titans of the American progressive movement. The writer accuses Charlie of saying, and I quote, "Black women do not have brain processing power to be taken seriously." But if you go and watch the clip, the very clip she links to, you realize he never said anything like that. He never uttered those words. He made an argument against affirmative action as a policy. He criticized a specific Supreme Court justice as an individual. He never said anything about black women as a group. He made an argument for judging people of all races and backgrounds by their own individual merits.
Bullshit.
Okay, Joe, this is actually what he said.
No, Roland, that's utter bullshit.
In fact, you know, if we would have said 3 weeks ago, Blake, if we would have said that Joy Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks, we would have been called racist. But now they're coming out and they're saying it for us. They're coming out and they're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. Play cut 52.
But I rise today as a clear recipient of affirmative action, and particularly in higher education. I may have been admitted on affirmative action, both in terms of being a woman and a woman of color.
All right, Joe, he literally said it. Not only that, Vance lied. Soros is does not fund the nation. So he sat there and flat out lied.
And Roland, remind me, what's J.D. Vance's job? He's the vice president, and yet he had time today to do a radio show for a former right-wing podcaster. I mean, look what they're not even, Roland, they're not even subtle about it, what this White House is doing. They believe, man, the path to victory is fear, hate, and division. And that's what they're putting out there. That was Charlie Kirk literally going after 4 accomplished black women by saying they didn't have the brain power to get where they got. This is what he believed. And this is what MAGA believes. And that, again, Roland, broken record, that's why Charlie Kirk was so damn successful. Why he had such a big audience.
Yeah, and not only that, you take Nick Fuentes, who's to the right of Charlie Kirk. The night of or the day after Kirk was shot and killed, Fuentes had 200,000 people watching him live. And so what you have this fervor. And so when I listen to Trump and Vance and all these people talking about, how the left, they're indoctrinating. No, and you know this very well, the indoctrination. We've had people who formerly were with Turning Point USA put out videos talking about how it was really this cult-like figure, this messianic figure that they sort of set Kirk up as, and how they want them to follow that. And so that's what's going on here. These people are not trying to have open dialogue. And not only that, Joe, you take Trump, okay? Trump was very clear in saying he was not going to call Governor Tim Walz after those 4 folks were shot in Minnesota. 2 were killed, including former Speaker of the House and her husband. Now today he's saying, oh, he never even heard of Melissa Hortman, and if the governor had asked him, he would have, of course, lowered the flags to have staff. I'm sorry, he's also lying. He knew about her. He knew about the shooting, but he was so arrogant that he said, oh, 2 Democrats, a Democrat Speaker of the House, shot and killed? Yeah, I don't care, but lower the flags to have staff with Charlie Kirk. Flies body on Air Force 2. Do a memorial service at the Community Center. Do another one at the Arizona Cardinals Stadium. Give him the Medal of Freedom. And I'm telling you, they're going to give him a state funeral. That's what you're seeing right now. And then you got Peter Hegseth going after members of the military who said anything negative in the aftermath of his death. You've got Kirk supporters creating a database of people of every social media post, and then even Van saying in the podcast, you call their employer. So the so-called free speech people all of a sudden are saying, if you say anything negative about Charlie Kirk after what took place last week, we're going to come after you, come after your job. Oh, I thought they hated cancel culture, Joe.
Yeah. Roland, I remember back in my right-wing radio days, I would come on every day, and there was always some story about some leftist group on a college campus that couldn't handle speech that made them uncomfortable
to say.
Roland, this is scary, and you and I are old enough, man, to remember huge figures in American history who were gunned down, struck down, military leaders, civil rights leaders. We are treating this 31-year-old podcaster, MAGA influencer, like he's Jesus Christ. So I come from the right. Why are my old colleagues and friends on the right doing this, Roland? Because the right wants a religious war. Let's just call it. They want a civil war. They want a holy war. That's why they're putting him up to be some Jesus-like martyr.
Absolutely. I mean, Glenn Beck literally came out and said he was a civil rights leader. Oh my God, stop it. Stop it. I've seen people say, I've seen a lot of these videos, I'm leaving my church because my pastor did not mention him. This was a Christian warrior. And let's just be clear. You said it, white Christian nationalists. It's a slaveholder religion. We heard a lot of this stuff during slavery, during Jim Crow, things along those lines. And this whole idea about, it was about debate. It was about, exchange of ideas. I mean, come on, let's just stop it. And so we see what's going on here. We see the games that are being played. And then what gets me, Joe, is this whole deal of, oh my God, the left, how they indoctrinated him and the accused killer going to a university. The dude was at a university for 1 semester, Joe. You're trying to tell me that 1 semester at a mostly white institution in Mormon, Utah, which is not a liberal bastion, somehow just radicalize him? I mean, it really is showing folks the hand they're trying to play.
Yeah, and I think even on top of that, Roland, I think it was like some technical school. So it wasn't some crazy liberal arts school for a semester. Look, cut through all the BS. The Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, has publicly said that America should be a white Christian country. This is what animates my former party. Roland, you know me, right? Tea Party Hellraiser. I don't come from the left. I left the Republican Party when the Republican Party became MAGA. And my fellow Democrats and folks on the left need to understand now these people are on the right. Now this is MAGA. MAGA now are the snowflakes. MAGA, Roland, they now need their safe spaces. It's funny, but it's not funny. And you're right about J.D. Vance, man. He just flat out lied. I mean, the last 30-year history of political violence in this country, the vast majority of it is right-wing. It always has been. And they put out this lie that it's only on the left. It's not even, Roland, a both sides problem between the left and the right. There is political violence on the left, but the vast majority is on the right, and they know that, and they're lying because they're trying to inflame their base. And Roland, I hear from their base every day, and let me tell you something, they are inflamed. I mean, they are ready to march and grab their you-know-what. This is a scary time.
It is, and folks need to understand what is certainly at stake. Joe Walsh, I appreciate you joining us on the show.
History of the cross, known by their works. What's the history of the cross? Behind the history of the cross, murder, rape, destruction, deception, enslavement, burning, terrorizing. To maintain a slavery system, you must terrorize the people 24/7. They terrorize people from Africa and America for 400 years. Constant terror, 24/7, rape, murder. In the name of Jesus. This is Christians, not Buddhists, not Hindus. Christians, in the name of Jesus. They said Jesus cursed black people. They call them Ham, cursed them to be slaves and persecuted forever. In the name of Jesus, raped our women incessantly, pissed in our mouths, made us eat shit. And they took and tried to clean up, I get, well, not clean up, but make it look more attractive, I guess, by calling it chitlins. It's after slavery, of course, after so-called slavery. Because what they do was not slavery. Look up slavery. Look up slavery. It does include murder, rape, terror. This is a Holocaust. And then now they try to downplay it. Oh, that was 40 years ago. No, it wasn't 40 years ago. How could it have been a million years ago? It was 20 years ago. It lasted for 400 years. It's enduring today. They took everything away from the slaves. Everything. Their name, their culture, their families, their religion, their minds, everything. Fed their children to alligators as alligator bait. And then they talk about what's going on in Gaza when they did 1,000 times worse. What's going on in Gaza now is simply just a miniature version of what they did. What they did was far worse than what's going on in Gaza. Gaza's bad. It's genocide. What they did was far worse and much longer. That's a legacy of Christianity. Murder, rape, disease. They wiped out the native population. The genocide and disease. Smallpox blankets. Knowing there was full of disease. Herpes, syphilis. Gonorrhea from seabird animals. So-called common cold was not common. Didn't exist here on this side of the world until they brought it here. Murder, rape. When it was raping out women, there was a cross hanging from their neck. And again, they taught that there was God's will. God's will. Enslavement of our people. And they continue on even today. That's the legacy of Christianity, the cross. So where's your rap sheet? Every time they arrest our people, your rap sheet. What's your rap sheet? How are you going to judge people for murder when you're guilty of murder beyond imagination for hundreds of years? Hundreds of years. Theft. He stole his land. He murdered his people. And you question the native people here. When the brave would go out hunting, you would come into the camps like cowards and kill the women and snatch the children's brains out on the hooves of your horses. This is the legacy of Christianity. That's the legacy of it. The question is, instead of Columbus coming here, Dracula came here, Beelzebub, Wolfman, Frankenstein, Bacon, they all came instead of Columbus. What could they have done that Columbus and those that followed him did? Satan is the God of this world. That's the God they're serving. They have known by their works. What are the works of Christianity? What are the works of Christianity? What are the works of Christianity? Evil, deception, mischief, bloodshedding. It goes on today. What's going on in Gaza, just reflection and microcosm of what was done here in America for hundreds of years. Raped out women incessantly. They would even rape while they was out in the fields picking cotton. They would jump off their horse and tell them to bend over and rape them. They told them to keep picking cotton while they was doing it. This is the kind of stuff they would do. Make one slave defecate, enslave in the mouth of another slave, and then bind it up so they couldn't spit it out for 7 days. That's a legacy of slavery. You did it all in the name of Jesus. There's a legacy of slavery. Legacy of slavery. 40 years plus. Legacy of Christianity. Legacy of the cross. That's the legacy. That's the true legacy. So whose works are those? Who are you serving? Who are you serving? Legacy of the cross. What's your rap sheet? America? Gog? What's your rap sheet? Magog? Britain? What's your nation? What's your rap sheet? Antichrist, false Israel. What's your rap sheet? Then they colonized Africa. is still the ripping of everyone. It's the legacy of Christianity. It's been ruling for over 500 years. And now, the threat of nuclear war, it fans off everything. That's a legacy of Christianity in the name of your Jesus.
How's we gonna make it? Sure, you ain't talking about us packing our bags and going westward or going out there in the land. Ain't no cities, no towns, no infrastructure out there. Sure, you ain't talking about that, are you? We ain't going back to Africa. No. Our sweat, our tears, our blood has earned us the right to the land. What God wants you to do is come out of their way. Come out of their pagan holiday. When you should be honoring Jesus, you are buying bunny rabbits. And inviting your children to pay eggs for some Easter. Come out of it. Get the Santa Claus of your house and a tree that is the way of the pagans. Come out of it. St. Valentine's Day. What is that? Excuse me. Of a name, come out of a religion, come out of a culture, come out of a way of life, come out of an educational system.
And they will put all the shows of Lord. And they should. Jesus, the homes. They stood and said, it is a parent. And behold, I wanted to return. With their hands stretched out towards that ship,
can change themselves to death. And when they was put off on this memorable shows, they took them, that ship that brought them to a strange and these strange people who could not speak either one's language. Now they have to live in a strange country, and strange people who have children to them every mile from their native land that they love. Going to be the West Indians that they ever lived with. They were going to be the people that were destroyed. They soon discovered that on this ship that they were being brought here. I don't know how we should say anything in the name of Jesus of good for us. When this ship was made of Jesus, this is how that we have always been deceived by the white man. Trying to use Jesus, the name Jesus, to our a mental sleep, thinking that we are our way to heaven. This is church. My brothers, this is very hard for us to people to accept today. Imagine our parents standing in front to return to that native land and people and you yesterday. Trying to save the best minute that brought in subjection to that will. You and I, turning away from your ordinary land and turning it back towards our prison house and our and who have destroyed us and seeks to destroy us. How do you feel? How do you feel? Not wanting to return to your peace. It's trying to make love with the very people that destroyed you in your past. Do you feel? I didn't say. And even today, there are beating and shooting you down throughout the country. There is no justice here for you and me. Why did it not do what? To be separated and be returned to your I think that question. They know where your parents on the eastern shore of North crying and praying to God to be returned to that arms 400 years ago. Now, they you like to see them rise up in the judgment condemned for being such fools as now. To live in the land that absolutely enslaved them and killed them and beat them for 300 long years here. They would condemn you as fools. When I wanted to be separated, they go to your arm, purification for his son. The white man said he opened. Remember that. How's we gonna make it? Sure, you ain't talking about us packing our bags and going westward or going out there in the land. Ain't no cities, no towns, no infrastructure out there. Sure, you ain't talking about it. No. We ain't going back to Africa. No. This is your land. Our sweat, our tears, our blood has earned us the right to the land. What God wants you to do is come out of their way. Come out of their pagan holidays. When you should be honoring Jesus, you are buying bunny rabbits and inviting your children to pay eggs for some Easter. Come out of it. Get the Santa Claus of your house and a tree that is the way of the pagans. Come out of it. St. Valentine's Day. Is that? Excuse me. Come out of a name. Come out of a religion. Come out of a culture. Come out of a way of life. Come out of an educational system. People. And they will put up all the shows of North. And this should Jesus done all things. So out there stood. They stood and said, it is a parent. And that old wisdom. Alright. What did to return? With that hand stretched out towards that ship, and tied in chains themselves bound together. And when they must put off on this memorable shows, they got there staring at that ship that brought them to our strange land and these strange people who could not speak either one's language. Now they have to live in a strange country. Strange people who had food to them every mile from their native land that they were going to be West Indians that they all lived with. They were going to be the people that were destroyed. They soon discovered that all this ship that they were brought here. I don't know how we should say anything in the name of Jesus of good for us. But this ship was named Jesus. This is how that we have always been deceived by the name Jesus. The name Jesus could our a mental sleep, thinking that we all are leaving this is earth. My brother, this is very hard for us to people to today. Imagine our parents standing in front to return to their native land and people and you here today. Crying because they wish the very minute that brought your that will. Your love. Turn your way from your ordinary life. And turn it back towards harmony. Good and harmony. And it who have destroyed us and seeks to destroy us. How do you feel? How do you feel? Not wanting to return to your peace. They're trying to make love with the best people that destroy you and your parents. Do you feel? Active. And even today, there are beating and shooting you down throughout the country. There's no justice here for you and me. Why did not you want to be separated and be returned to your Take over your parents on the eastern shore of North Crying and praying to God to be returned to their arms 400 years ago. Our you like to see them rise up in the judgment, condemn for being such fools. And now, what to live in the land that absolutely enslaved them and killed them and beat them for 300 long years here. They would condemn you as fools. When I walked into these separated people to your arms and application for your son. So I said you will remember that.
Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. Someone Rahim here. That's the covenant. Okay, brothers, this has been a year now. And found him home after 40 years in Arabia, and I'm reporting to you from Arabia. Found him home after 40 years. So it's been a year now. There was an agreement made from slave master. It said, your choice. Stay here or leave. Right? So we chose our inheritance. Arabia. So we left. If the original people decided they wanted to give up the inheritance and traded for a place in America. Reconciliation with their former slave master. It's their choice. They chose, we don't want to go over to Arabia. We don't go over there sand and all that stuff. We want to stay in America. We've been here all our lives, been here 40 years, born here, right? And we can make peace with a slave master. Okay, so they decided to stay. And so after a year, right, we get reports of how things are going over there. And it's not that sounds too good. How things are going in America with their reparations. Because they was given 6 states, I believe. Yeah, see? Yeah. They got those 6 states right there. That's what Farrakhan told them. He was following this in Farrakhan. Farrakhan promised them. They stay there, 6 states, right? Their own land. And they can make reconciliation with from slave master. They're devils, not devils. They're human beings. They just had a rough, they were just, there's some things wrong, but now they don't make amends and make reparations. So 6 states, and in addition to that, they gave everybody $1 million. Everybody paid $1 million. Thank you, Farrakhan. They're so happy. Thank you, Farrakhan. Thank you, Farrakhan. And you got 6 states. That's what you promised us. We got 6 states. Thank you. Thank you, Farrakhan. And I mean, this was a year ago. They got 6 states. Thank you, Farrakhan. Right? Everybody got $1 million. Everybody $1 million. They're rejoicing. Oh man, they're so happy. We made it. We got America, man. We got reconciliation for a master. We got 6 states. Everybody got $1 million. We're all rich. That was a year ago. We left. We in Arabia. They still back in America. And now we're getting reports a year later. This is the way it was a year ago, man. They were so happy. They were so happy. And now we get reports of what's going on right now. Let's see. Oops, he says a power failure. Great power failure in those 6 states. Power failure. And just those 6 states. So, and now, they were big and massive, they came asking each other power. Why can't they do it? Oh, Farrakhan didn't train anybody. He was telling about 6 states and never prepared you for them. So nobody knows how to do it. How to turn the power grid back on. So, these big men, massive, can you come and turn this thing back on for us? I mean, you would think that if he told them 6 days of promising that he would have prepared them for, right, in schools and education, whatever they needed. But I guess they didn't, because they said they were really heavy begging the former master to come and turn the power back on. Then what? This is all that's happening now. I mean, I'm getting these reports in now. A year later. It's like, they're coming in every hour. Power grid failure, right? It's a crop failure. All of a sudden, there's no, they looked at the farmers, when they're doing, farmers said, oh, so then, master, what's happening here? How come no, not crop? It turned out that the rain they gave them wasn't that fertile. A year later, how's it going? Crop failure. And now so what's going to happen here? Right? And then, I mean, all these things, every hour impacts coming in, right? And then they look here and they had, a year ago, they had plenty of food on the shelves, right? Now, they look there now and all the food's gone. They're gone. And she said, what am I going to do here? Food's gone. The house is empty. So he said, Master, we need some food. Well, how come you can't produce your own food? I mean, you want your own country, you got your own states, that's your country, and you run it. What are you calling us for? So they're praying. And then, oops, no fuel. There's no fuel there. Well, you got to buy your fuel. You got to produce your own fuel. What you calling us for? You got your own 6 states now. What you calling us for? Go and get some fuel. You got money. Right? You got your own states. So you got to get your own. What you calling us for? You said you wanted your own, so now you got it. You got your reparations, so we don't owe you anything anymore. We don't owe you anything anymore, so what you calling us for? We don't owe you anything. You said you agreed to 6 states and $1 million per person. You took that instead of the inheritance, what you call Abrahamic covenant, Arabia. Your brothers and sisters, they left, they took that was all for them, they took it. And you said, no, I want this instead. So now you got it. So what you calling us for? Oh, no communications. Oh, man. No communications, right? No medical facilities. So what's going on? And I said, wait a minute, hold on here. What's you calling us for? That's yours. You got to handle that stuff. You want us to handle it for you? You want independence, now you have it. I mean, wow, this stuff's coming every hour, and instead of like a year, they were celebrating, and now they're crying and begging the master, we got all these problems here. So wait a minute, that's your what comes about your problems. You have to work those out. No transportation, I mean, no planes or nowhere. I fly the planes and drive trucks and boats and stuff, and you go and get this stuff. What you got this for? You wanted this, you got it. So go ahead and get to train your own pilots, build your own planes, build your own boats, and right? You see what I'm saying? Transportation, build your own trucks. What you got this for? Well, Master, you said you wanted 6 states, you got it. You want $1 million per person. That was the reparations. So that if you didn't pay people to take care of this, how's that our problem? You're independent now. You're really free now. Oops, no fuel, the gas station's empty. I can't drive, no gas. Yes, wow. All this stuff happened like for a year. Everything was great, and all of a sudden everything ran out. So guess what happened? Everything was good when they got it, and it ran out. They had to replace it, the fuel, the farm's going. So they was left with that stuff. The factories full, houses full, and you have to keep, they thought that was just going, I guess they thought it was just going to be there, just by itself. They prepared for it. See? And they ain't trained any engineers and scientists and architects and stuff. They didn't train anybody. So Falcons, he told you he don't get this for you, but he don't pay you for it. He didn't get anybody to handle this stuff. So what was that all about? So then I said, Master, hey, don't call on me. You was here, you had it when you was here with me. You said you want independence, you want to have reparations, so you gave it to you. Well, calling your brothers over there, they left, they handled their own business. You said you want to stay here. Right? Don't have any professionals or technicians, scientists, doctors, none of that. See? That's what, because if you're going to set reparation, you should be paying for that, right? So if he was telling you about reparation, you should be paying for it. If he said, God said that's where he's going to get you, so God told him he's going to get that for you, then he should, like when God told Noah there was a flood coming, he told him to build an ark, so he started building an ark. And so you should start preparing for the 6 states, and the reparations, apparently you didn't. So now, it tells you, look, hold it. We want total separation. We don't want you to call us no more. We don't want you to call us no more. Because you're wearing us. You run your own country. You got your own land. Right? You got money, me and us, all this stuff, right? So now we got to protect your money and everything too. No, you have to create your own money. You have to do all these things, your own wealth, not ours. Right? So we're going to cut you off from that too. That's all economics. So they're going to tell all the people, all the white folks, right? All the black folks, all the black folks is either in Arabia or in those 6 states. That's the solution. It'd be one way or the other. There couldn't be no integration, that kind of stuff. That's the deal. You said one or the other. So all the black folks are here, and no integration, that kind of stuff. Right? Was it one or the other? So they're there. So they said, okay, right? So they just said, we want to take our money because we don't know what y'all do over there. You have your own money, you have your own wealth. So they do is they tell all the white folks, say, protect your money. Right? Transfer your money into gold. All your dollars into gold. Now remember, they gave everybody $1 million apiece. So everybody got $1 million apiece, right? They say transfer it to gold. And then what happens is what they do is they start just printing money. Just start printing money. You understand what that means? It's inflation. Because if you got $1 million of gold, a million ounces of gold, say a million ounces of gold, understand this, and you got 1 million certificates, then you say each certificate is worth 1 ounce. If you got 1 million ounce, each certificate is worth 1 ounce. Understand that? You got 1 million ounces of gold, and you got 1 million certificates, each one of those certificates is worth 1 million. If you want to say trade with the certificates, each one of the certificates is worth 1 ounce of gold. If you take and print, you say you got 1 million ounces of gold, you got 1 million certificates. Each one, well, say you print twice as many certificates, you got 2 million. Well, then each certificate is only worth 50 cents now. You got to connect that to the gold. When you print 4 times, then each one is worth a quarter. So the more you print, the less they work because those certificates have to equal what the gold is. See, so the more you print money, the less, right? The less they're worth. So if you print twice as much money, right, then less gold. You understand? So the dollar is worth 1 ounce of gold. That's right. Then if you print double that amount of dollars, then each one's worth half an ounce. You understand? That's printing money without increasing your wealth does. That's inflation. So what happens is, they keep printing. They get down to where $100 is worth a penny. See, that doesn't affect their people. They try to protect their money because they transfer their money to gold. So gold still has its value. It's just the dollars don't. Still got the same amount of gold. But the dollars, they get down to a penny. So you can't buy it. You get $1 million, now $1 million worth of $5. That's all it's worth. $1 million. Probably worth anything. Otherwise, budget A, that's our money. You gotta have your money, control your wealth. You can't keep coming at us what you're doing. And you think they will do that? You've been guys lately, you see what happened to the trees they made, the so-called natives kept telling you to fault time because they kept making trees, but then they broke the trees. They took their land and genocide everything else. But no, they wouldn't do that to you. See? Because now you have, your money's worth nothing. They haven't lost anything. Because once that money's worthless, it's no good, right? Then it's buried up, so it's worth nothing. People still got gold, and even if they take it, hold on, the money hope to increase again, they use another certificate, use another form of money. So it's still worth nothing. The $1 million you had, you was unhappy with now, it's probably worth $1 million. So you can't buy anything $1. Plus the economy's collapse because everything is failing, and you don't know how to repair it. You don't have to communications. You don't have to do any of this stuff. You're an engineer, but how should I know anything? Because it's our company. Right? He didn't know how to prepare you. He told you to give 6 days. He told you, this to me. Right? Now, you're broke. The economy's gone. There's no food, no electricity, no power, anything. It's not their fault. They gave you what you asked for. You saw out your heavens for that. And then they closed the border. Because you're going to try to get back into America now. We want to come back in, Master. No, we don't want you back in here. We sorry, we want to come in. No. As you chose, you stay there. Close the border so you can't get back in here. You get back into what you call your land now. Swaziland or something? Farrakhan. Maybe call it Farrakhan. Farrakhan. You got the Farrakhan. Right? So they close the borders, you can't. Because now you're hungry and everything else, your money's worthless. Oh God, come back, man. I come back work for y'all, work for Popeye, I do anything you want. No, either they were in Arabia or they in that land. There are no blacks in America, any place, just in that land, and those that you 6 days. And then you're starving, you ain't got no, your money's worthless, nothing works, and they close the border. And then you see Master on the phone, he talks to the guy, you get paid to help you. He finally got rid of niggas. Finally got rid of them. Finally got rid of them. So you see on the phone, yeah, it worked. We saw them in Revelation, we put them out, said used car, they turned the miles back and everything else, and they bought it. They could have had a BMW, they could have had a Lamborghini, they sold it for BMW. Good, damn thing didn't work. Now, it's starving. Living in tents. Praying. So what we gonna do, Farrakhan? What we gonna do, Farrakhan? You told us to take reparations, so we did, but they gave us everything we asked for. What we gonna do, Farrakhan? What we gonna do? Pray. That's his answer. Pray, pray, pray. That's your reparations. Like Elijah Muhammad said, get a big picture. Leave him, and black stay on the shore, the one stay behind, and they was whooping their ass. But they thought you think they would give you some land to take care of you? They didn't want to do that. They go bankrupt, give everybody $1 million, how much that is? 17 million, that was 17 million times, 17 million times a million is like $17 trillion, I think, something like that. What are they going to do that for you? They want to get rid of you. So now they have to see it. Because they close the border, what you going to do? When you want to fight to come out? They close the border. They got the military around there. They finally got rid of you. No more black problem, no more Negro problem anymore. Who's out of here? And those groups that's here, they're gone. And our hands are clean. And gave what they wanted. Or anything. God honors contracts. Remember he honored the contract with Jacob. He sold his birthright for a bowl of soup to Jacob. It was Esau's inheritance. And God honored it. Okay, Jacob, it's yours. You're the one. And that's the deal. Because he ain't your friend. Pharaoh ain't your friend. Pray, pray, pray. That's the answer. This homeland you was promised, you never rejected it. So now you got what you asked for. So they gave you reparations today or tomorrow. How would that scenario not play out like that? What they say, okay, we got it, you got it. Tell me how the scenario wouldn't play out like that. And tell me why they wouldn't do it. There'll be so much they can say, okay, we're going to take care of him. And I said, go out there and take care of you when he was right here. He was working at Popeyes and then they get up on Section 8 other stuff right here. Because you know they're trying to get rid of stuff right now. Trump's trying to get all that stuff right now. Because they're closing on you don't realize it. Anyway, that's just, that's what's happening in America. Of course, coming there. It's a disaster over there. I just got a call. Really? You serious? Our ambassador just got a call from I don't know what they call it Conland or something. I forgot what it's something called right there. That 16? They begged us to come and help. Can they come over here? Can we come and get them? Really? Can we come and get them? Bring them? Oh, no! And he even asked, Master Farce Muhammad, right? He said, no, hell no. We ain't going to get them. I agree with that. Yeah, the pastor said he's called him and he passed away to Master Farce Muhammad. Master Muhammad said, send him back. Listen, no, we can't come and get you. You made your choice. Live with it. Or die whatever the situation is. Wow. I can't do that. They actually sent a message over. Well, they did, I have a communication, but somehow they got the information over to him. Said, would we please come and get him? Nope. No, tell them no. And don't waste time communicating with us anymore. You got your land, you got your reputation, you got your money, you got Farrakhan's in here. Yeah, tell them, talk to them, let them straighten out for you. You want to sell your idea, you just sell them. So you want an idea of reparations, we told you. Right? Suleiman Bay, he was a messenger to you, telling you, look man, let's go home. You said no, you chose not to. Okay, well, since that's a sad story. Guess that's it, is that it? Well, they might get more reports. Okay, he says that was Matthew Muhammad's final decision, and I think they closed communications off from there. So that's it, brothers and sisters. Got those back. They came in. All that came in today. I mean, I came in fast. After a whole year. Total collapse. They're begging it. Somebody help me. We can't do it. They're master help here. We won't do it. Assalamu alaikum. Update, brothers and sisters, got another late report in. They said, well, if you won't come and get us food, we at least send some food. They begged them, please send some food. After I said, I'm going to send them a damn thing, nothing, zero. I said, please just send some food. This guy that in. He says, can you come and get it? Please send some food. He says, no. That's the report. I just got the information from the ambassador. He said that he's ready to meet. He says, no. He said, please, just please send us some food. He said, no, go away. You made your choice. Case closed. Just got that in, bro. It's just, that's not like him.